Steak, baby. I got a little bit of grease on the hands. Got a little bit of grease on the hands. So a few people get in here. I know I said I was going to, Ray, I know I'm sorry. I said I was going to go live at 6, but I ain't going to be able to go live at 6 because something came up. So going to have to do it at 5 because I can't do it after 6. Can't do it after, so got to do it now. So give it just a few minutes. I'm gonna try to stay on here for 60 minutes or at least 30. If we get talking about some crazy stuff, we'll stay on here a little longer, but I'm gonna try to show you what I got going on. Give it like 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna go get something to eat. I'm hungry. I done eat like 3 big bowls of chicken and dumplings a day. I mean big bowls. Like probably bowls big enough for 2 people. So I've eaten 3 big bowls. Chicken and dumplings. Shoot. Threw that in the wrong box. Did a little bit on the 86 C10. Did a little bit on the did a little bit on the 86 and the 68. I'm gonna show you here in a second. I'm picking up. I gotta go through all these washers to separate them. I ain't gonna do it right now. France. What's up in France? Bonjour, monsieur. I know that ain't right. I know I butchered it. I'm sorry. Bonjour, monsieur. My friend used to always say that. Bonjour, monsieur. All right. All right, let me wash my hands. Turn this fan off. And, the topic today is putting dual alternators on 86 square body or C10 Silverado, original color. That's the objective. So just trying, so that company got back with me, and they do not make a dual alternator bracket to run 2 alternators on an 86 Silverado with a 4.3 V6. So they do not. What's up, Sylvia? What's up? I was not expecting a country accent. Okay. What was you expecting? All right, so they do not make a dual alternator bracket for a 86 Silverado pickup truck with a 4.3. So what is a dual alternator? So most vehicles have 1 alternator, right? And I need to put 2 on this truck because we need power, energy. We need electrical energy. So we need a lot. So we're going to put 2 390 amp JS alternator, 12S alternators, right? Honestly, I saw the hat. You turn around. So I was like, ours. Show me that weak engine. Yeah, 4.3. Yep, 4.3 V6 is not a performance engine. It's not a hot rod engine. It's none of that. You are correct, Stephen. It's none of that. But that's not the goal here. The goal here is to put 2 alternators on it so we can produce. What's up, hard body? Oh yeah, man, they made 1 million of them. They made 1 zillion of them. They run forever. And this one's only got like 68,000 original miles on it. And so, let's just get to it. So this is just a mock-up purse. So I went to the most Irish American you're ever gonna see in y'all's lives, folks. So I went to the parts house to get some hoses for the 68 C10, and they didn't have them, so I had to order them. And then I asked, could I go in their bone pile, because I do a lot of business with them, and they said, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for a GM alternator, 1 wire, whatever. It doesn't matter if it works. I just need to borrow it. And he said, yeah, man, cool, whatever. So I found one. So he said, just bring it back because, you know, you got to turn core. So that's what these JS alternators are based off of. The 12S is the frame or the body of it. So I just took some 16 gauge metal, broke it, put a little 90 in it, give it a little bit of ridge, and then just for something to hold so I could kind of get it where it needs to go. Then I'm just going to show you. I looked in my pile and I got more tensioners left over. I got idlers left over. I got some of these left over from that. Just whatnot. So this is what I've done. This is not the final thing. These pieces of angle that I made is just for extra hands to hold it where I need it, because I'm just a one-man band. So here's where we're at. So I'm kind of thinking this is where I'm at. This is where I've looked online and I've seen them, and they're usually side by side, and then they have an idler and a tensioner and all that good stuff. So like I said, I just made these angles. Didn't take long, 2 or 3 minutes made them. I know they're rough looking, but it kind of holds it where I need it to hold. And then I took a piece of paper, and this is what I'm thinking. So the original alternator bolts down here to the water pump, grabs here and here, and then it grabs here. And then it's an adjustable here. I'm not really worried about the top right now. If I get the bottom one, then I'll be good to go. So basically, this is what I made. And if you look, that's gonna sit there like so. That'll grab that bolt hole, that'll grab that bolt hole. That round circle in the middle will be the bolt hole to that one, which goes to the block. And then this one over here will grab this one. And then it's going to fall down on the ground. So if you look at it like so, that one there will grab that bolt hole. This will be a new one, new bracket. And if this one don't work, I'll cut it up and I'll start over. So you got a bolt hole there at the top, bolt hole at the top there, and then that bolt hole will grab there, and then that one will grab that one. So I'm gonna make this out of 3/8 plate or 3/16 plate, something rigid. Might even make it out of quarter. I don't know yet. I'm gonna match the same thickness of this. So whatever this is, that's what I'm gonna make it. But it's gonna be. Then I'll remove this. I'll take this one out, and then I'll bump break it right here. See this one where it's bump broke, where it goes in. I'll bump break this one, and if I have to run some shims, I'll run some shims. And then this one, like I say, will bolt there, and then it will be extended out to here. And then I will grab this one, right here. Then the bottom part, this part, oh, let me stand back up. This bottom part is questionable. I might have to come down more and then come back, because the way this is going to work, I don't know if this will stay up there. Probably won't stay while I have to talk. Maybe if I stick it under that, like that. There we go. How about that? So basically, you kind of get the idea. It'll bolt to the original. Now I know it's a little high. Somebody said that ain't gonna work because it's hitting the pulley. I know that. So, but you get the concept. You'll have a bolt hole there, which will grab the water pump. This hole here will grab the existing hole that runs all the way to the block. So that'll be good and rigid. Then this part right here will be the ear that hangs out that grabs the lower part of this alternator. And then, I don't know, so the belt, I'll have to get a longer belt, of course. So the belt will come up. All right, let me stop so I can answer Tom. Seriously. Because we're running 50,000 watts of stereo system. So we're gonna need at least 2 alternators, possibly 3. So it's gonna have 50,000 watts of stereo, and it has air ride and all the other electronics on it, so we're gonna need the power. So that's the whole reason why we're gonna need it, power. So if you're gonna run 40,000 to 50,000 watts of stereo, you need 5 batteries and 2 alternators. So, answered that question. So right here, if this, I know where you were going, then why'd you ask? So if, I don't know if this will have to come down more or come up like this, right? Because then this belt here is going to have to come up, grab around a tensioner or an idler, come back up, come around this one here. It might have to come down and grab so it comes down to right there and then comes back around and goes up. No, man, I'm not an ass. I'm not an ass. Your reply came in after I answered, and I didn't see the other one, so blame it on internet lag. Just had to wait until the end of the story. I was getting to the reason why we was running 2 alternators, but I didn't want to jump around the story. Oh, I don't take it seriously. You're the one that took it seriously, but I mean, you got your 30 seconds of fame. How about that? So, I mean, when you read a book, do you stop in the middle of it and watch a movie? Do you stop in the middle of it and rewind, fast forward it to the end and see what happens? I mean, come on, dude. So, where this belt here will come up, wherever a tension or an idler will be. So this bracket might have to come down further, and then, so that tensioner there will have to come around, probably be a tensioner or an idler, but everyone I've seen online that you can purchase are just idlers. There's no tensioner. So I'll just have to see after I make this plate and then go from there. And then on the back side, so on the back side, it has a bracket right here. This bracket here goes down to that ear, and that ear grabs a hold. The factory bracket goes down and grabs the top of the block. It comes down like that, and that's what holds that rigid. So I could probably do something similar to this one, to this bracket here, how this one was done. So on the back side of here, you see how this one here, I grabbed the back side of the AC bracket, and this one's all made out of aluminum. So this one grabbed on the back side, it has a spacer, comes over, grabs the block, and it does all that. So that one there is to run an AC compressor on this 68 C10 to get it up, because normally On a 6.0, the AC compressor is at the bottom, and that won't work because it hits the frame rail. So it has to be relocated to here. Just by one more output, you're going to get someone hurt with your shenanigans. Hillbilly Bob. So why do you think that I'm going to get somebody hurt with my shenanigans? Just curious. You do know you can go and Google dual alternators for stereo, and they have kits for everything. They have kits for everything. Apparently, they have it for 4.3 V6 S10s and Blazers, but they don't have it for an 86 Silverado 4.3, which is basically the same 4.3, but the alternator on the S10 Blazers are on the driver's side and not the passenger side. So if you was to get a bracket, well, Bob's wrong, but Cario systems are still stupid. Hey, personal opinion. So with that being said, on the other 4.3 V6s, the alternator's on this side and the AC bracket's on that side. So this one's back, or this one's flipped, so the AC bracket's on this side. All this stuff will be took out and changed and painted and cleaned up. But this bracket here is for the air conditioner compressor, so therefore can't run the 4.3 V6 bracket that they make for the 4.3 for the Blazers and the S10s because they're mirrored. So the company that makes them said, we don't make one, and we're not planning on making one because there's not a big request for somebody to run two alternators. He said, but you can probably make you one, you can fabricate one, no problem. What are you doing? So JS Alternators, they make high output alternators. So they make 390 amp alternators, and they have a chart, and on that chart it says if you're going to run this, then you need this. If you're going to run this, you need this. So this truck here is going to have about 50,000 watts, a stereo system, plus it has air ride, plus it has all the other stuff, plus the engine. So therefore, one battery will run the truck, one battery will run the air ride, and then the other 4 batteries will run the stereo system. So that's 6 batteries according to the power that is needed, and that is AMG batteries that are needed to control everything. Well, to control everything, you have to give back what you're taking away, so that's where the 3 alternators come involved. Some vehicles, they said you might have to have 2 alternators or 3 alternators. So, anyways, so on this bracket here, the belt comes around, and all this was modified and changed here, and then several templates was made, and then the final product was made out of aluminum on this. So on this, all of it was aluminum because it's all aluminum. I can run 2 air compressors. So that's that. So that's why I'm going to run 2 alternators, is make this bracket. So once this is rough because it's made out of 16 gauge broke to make an angle. But I have some 3/16 plate and some 1/4 inch plate, so I'll transfer that to the 3/4 or I'll transfer that bracket to the 3/16 plate. I'll trim it out. I'll cut it out with the plasma, and then I'll mock it up and see what it looks like. If I need to tweak it, I'll tweak it. And then that engine threw up on itself. No, that is mean green. And no, that is a 4.3 V6. That is simple green. Sprayed all of it down. Once it warms up, it snowed last night, so once it warms up a little bit, take it outside and pressure wash it. Because these compressors, they pull 30 amps each. So that's that. Oh yeah, and then on this truck here, took, let's see. Nope, I'm not taking the V6 out. Like I said, it's got 67,000 original miles. Truck runs great. No issues, none whatsoever. It is a 4.3 V6, runs like a friggin' soil machine. It's got a turbo 400 behind it. If anything, if this thing ever gets pulled out to replace it, it will go back a GM V6 out of a newer truck, the twin turbos, the V6. It won't go LS. It won't go nothing like that. This truck here, wait for the head to pop on the rear passenger. Yeah. So this truck here is going to stay a V6. No powerhouse or nothing like that. Just clean it up, shave the firewall, just good and clean. I got to change some stuff in the front so we can bring the front on down and go from there. This truck here has a 6.0 block, but it's all billet. It dynoed right at 900 horsepower to the flywheel. It was like 897 or something like that. This thing here has 2.25 intake valves. It's all billet. It's crazy. It's crazy. And this truck here got a lot of stuff coming for it this week, and this truck is a 5-speed. So, also when I went to the parts store, needed this hose here. So this hose here is 5/8 heat core hose with a 90. It has to have a 90 so it can grab right here. Well, they didn't have it, of course, so I had to order it. Also, the vintage air, the heater valve controller, they said you need to take it and bolt it to the inner fenders. Well, decided not to do that. Mocked up this little bracket right here on the bottom and bolted it to the bottom of the AC compressor. So you really can't see it. Really can't see it that much on the bottom. And not sure we're going to leave it there or not. But I definitely will make a cleaner version of this bracket here. I might make a bracket where this pulls this under just a little bit further to hide it. There are clips that's supposed to clip to hold the hose there. Also, probably will tie them all together when I run the AC lines. So I got to run the AC lines right here. So it might bring all 3 of these lines, or excuse me, all 4 of these lines. Might bring them all together where they're running together parallel, and then this one here will drop down and go to the water pump, and then these 2 right here will grab the AC bracket. So that's about that on that. Ordered all the 4-inch cold air intake tubing or intercooler line. So ordered the 4-inch cold air intake or intercooler line or pipe. It's T6061 aluminum. So going to go out here 22.5 degrees, go down, come back out, and build a true cold air in box right there for a functional ram air with the front bumper. So that's about it on that. Oh yeah, so it was kind of nice for there is a it kind of gives you a starting point for belts. So I had to figure out what belt I needed for the 68 C10. So I had to measure the steering column, or excuse me, the power steering pump pulley. So if it had 6 3/4, it's that part number. If it was a 6-inch, it's that number, and it's a 5 1/2, it's that number or that number. So it ended up being 6 3/4. Called the parts store. They did not have it, of course. They didn't have it. It's a 98.4 inch. So the last 3 numbers of any part number on a belt is actually the length. So this one would be 98.4. This one here, but it actually calls it 99, but it's actually the part number is 98.4, but they call it a 99. I don't know why they do that, but they do that. So that's about it on that. So, like I said earlier, didn't get a lot of stuff done, but it's a good starting point for a Wednesday. We got snow last night. It's not too bad. It's in this 20 degrees today. So also he told me to go ahead and order a new aluminum radiator because we're getting rid of the mechanical fan or the clutch fan. We're getting rid of that. And new plugs, new wires. I've already rebuilt. Come on, let's go. Come on. That's an ATI balancer. You talking about on the 68? On this? Right there? Yeah, I know it's dirty. This engine's dirty because it's just dirty. But that engine right there is the cat's moyow. That thing is the only thing. It's a 6.0 block, but it is it's the cat's moyow. The intake valves are 2.25. I told you wrong a while ago. I said 2.5. They're 2 1/4 inch intake valves. It is a monster. I watched them take a block of aluminum and machine those heads for that truck, and then a Red Bull can like this will drop right down into the intake valve. Just, what is the cat's moyow? The cat's moyow, I mean, it's just what some people say. No, it's the cat's moyow. That's about it. I mean, I don't have much more. I got to follow up with AVS tomorrow about the controller for the digital controller for the air ride. It's not reading any poundage. It's acting weird. All the air ride works, just the controller, the digital controller doesn't register. So it is their new design, so it might have some bugs in it, but AVS is a good company. They said they would replace it or refund the money or whatever, so I'm not really worried about that. Got a lot of stuff ordered for the 68 C10. Hopefully it shows up this week due to the weather, and can kind of tidy up on that. Once that cold air intake or the intercooler line gets here, I can TIG up and make all the cold air intake, and then I have to put the MAT sensor into the intake. Once that's in there, I can program the Terminator X Holly system. Then once that's done, I can activate all the systems, do a system check with the handheld, make sure all the systems are reading. Once all that's done, then I hope to hit the switch and she fires up. It will turn over. It turns over now. I have fuel pressure, I have oil pressure, but I cannot crank it until I have all the other sensors. And I have the MAT sensor and the MAP sensor that I have to install, and then we'll be good to go. What's up, 301? Glad you made it, buddy. So that's about it. So I've been trying to go live every day, at least twice a day, trying to keep the algorithm going. Went live this morning, did busting wood, was chopping wood, filling up the wood heater, because some people that follow me during the mornings is overseas. So it was 11 o'clock here this morning. It was 6:30 over there where they were at. So if I go live at 6 here, it's midnight there. What's up, Baker from Montana? What's up, Dustin? Hey, I got something else that's cool that's coming. I have a metal engraver coming. I had somebody reach out to me today, and we were just talking, and they were asking me about metal engraving, and I said, yeah, they teach that at the college in the gunsmithing class. And they said, don't you live? No, I don't know where that's at. I don't even know where that's at. They were asking me that I do any metal engraving, and I said no, I don't do any metal engraving. They teach it at the college in the gunsmithing class. They teach metal engraving. And he said, would you like to learn how to do metal engraving? And I said, eventually I would. I mean, it's if you can always learn something, another trade, or we was talking about that yesterday. We was talking about that this morning or yesterday, talking about trades. You know, people look down on people on trades. And he's like, man, I got something for you. I love my 59 El Camino. Oh, I bet so. He says, well, I got something for you. And I said, what's that? He said, he bought a house. And he said he bought a house, and in the house, in the garage or the building or something, there was metal engraving tools. And he said that the people that owned it, he found out that the old man that lived there, you know, he passed away, he bought the whole estate. He said that he was a jeweler, he was a jurist, a jewelry guy. He repaired jewelry and stuff like that, and he also had done engraving, metal engraving, and he also done metal engraving belt buckles, guns, you know, just all kinds of stuff, right? And I was like, man, that is so cool, man. He's like, man, he's got all this stuff, and he said it's in the garage or the building or something. One or the other, I don't know which one it was. And he's like, I gotta get it out of there because I don't know, I don't want to. He just didn't want it. And I said, well, man, I'll ask around, see if anybody's interested in it, and I'll get back with you. And he says, no, I'm asking you, are you interested? I said, oh, man, yeah, but I just, right now, I can't. He's like, can't what? You don't want it? And I said, well, man, what do you want for it? And he's like, dude, you can just have it. And I said, do what? He said, dude, you can have it. You can have every bit of it. And I said, what? He's like, man, you can have every bit of it, all of it. He said, it's all there, man, all the little brass tabs and he said, dude, there is so much stuff there. And I'm like, nah, man. He said, no, man, just I'd rather you have it and you could do something with it than me put it in storage and it just sit there. He said, because if you tell me you don't want it, I'm going to throw it in the dump. And I'm like, well, I'll take it. So I thought that was pretty cool. So that's got something coming, do some engraving. But he has a thing on it. He sent me some pictures of it, and I looked it up, and I watched a couple of YouTube videos. So what's up, Canada? What's up, Dylan? Damn, I'll take it. I know, right? Damn, I'll take it. What's up, Jonathan? I mean, yeah, I'll take it. So basically, I looked it up online, and you have the patterns, right? So you take like whatever, there's all kinds of stuff in it. Letters, just craziness, right? So you put the letter, say like I was gonna put JG, right? So you put the J and you put the G in this thing, right? And say I was gonna put it on a bracelet or a belt buckle or a watch or whatever, right? So then on the arm, it has selectors. how far you want to make the ratio go down. So it'll go all the way down to 1/7 of a ratio. So basically, the way it works, what I watched a little video of it on YouTube, basically you take one arm and you're sitting here and you're tracing, it drops down into the letter, the brass letter, and you're tracing this, right? Well, then the other arm is on the part. So it could be a belt buckle, it could be a watch, it could be whatever. And whatever you select it on, how big you want it or how small you want it, it has a diamond cutter on the end of it. So when I put the letter, when I'm sitting here tracing the letter G, whatever, old school G, whatever, when I'm tracing the letter G over here with the stylus, the pen, whatever, it's over here cutting it exactly, matching it over here with a diamond cutter. And I'm like, that is so crazy. So now I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to do. I have to get a belt buckle. Hello from India. Excuse me. That's not India. Where'd that comment go? It was there and then it was gone. Indiana. There it is. It come back. What's up, Indiana? Well, the one guy from Indiana. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, so basically, I guess I don't know, I could buy some belt buckle blanks and what's up, Ricardo from Brazil? I could take some belt buckle blanks and I don't know, man. It's just and I got a perfect spot for it right over there. Right over there. So that's about it. Yeah, Jonathan, you have to go back, man. I got some stuff, templates cut out. I got one template cut out. I'm going to try to start making a bracket for the 86 for dual alternators and go from there. I've ordered the alternators, and boy, oh boy, they ain't cheap. Ooh, they ain't cheap. 390 amp alternator with the big 3-wire kit. They were not cheap. I told my boy, I said, you better come off some money on some hip. I said, cause them alternators you need for your truck are not cheap. And he's like, I got you. So I said, I ordered them. So, and they're made to order. So 390 amp, just say 400 amp alternators, and you got 2 of them, that's 800 amps. Man, that's putting the juice to it, boy. So that's about it, boys and girls. Been on here 30 minutes. Try to not stay on here too long. Jonathan, I'm still waiting on the paperwork from YouTube to. I got to put in some. I got to follow up the paperwork. I've done everything in an email. I'm waiting on them to get back. Once they get back, they said once they get the paperwork on their end. Once they get the paperwork on their end, they process it. They said they were unpaused the membership. You won't regret good alternators, man. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, especially when we're shooting for like 50,000 watts of stereo system. You know, you're supposed to have like 4 batteries in an alternator, and then you got to have an alternator for the truck. So the alternator that I have on the truck now is an XS Power D1200. It's a monster. It weighs like 40-some pounds. It's on the frame rail. So that's one battery. And then probably the audio company said that they use Quaker State AMG batteries. But Lord, no, I don't know where they're going to put them. I mean, honestly, I don't know where. They said they're going to put 5 batteries. I don't know where they're going to put them. Unless they're going to make like a battery tray and bolt it to the chassis where the battery, on the driver's side, where the factory gas tank went. Maybe they're going to do that. I ain't got a clue. I don't know. They got it figured out. They've been doing it for 30 years, so they know what they're doing. If they wouldn't, they wouldn't been in the business for 30 years. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully the weather clears up, and Friday y'all gonna do a road trip with me. We're going to go to Florence, South Carolina. We're gonna go back to Baby Legs Barker's, or Keith Barker, big wheel bagger shop, and we're gonna drop off the console for the 68 C10 to get fiberglass molded, and we're gonna pick up some big wheel bagger bags and some parts, and then we're gonna bring them back here. I'm gonna bring them back here, then I'm gonna do the body work, the finish work, and get them in prime, and then take them back to him. So getting on that. So yes, sir. It's the next step for the channel. Yep, you're right, Jonathan. Big wheel baggers, baby, big wheel baggers. Now, I still got some other stuff going on. You know, I got the 61 Ford box truck, got the chassis components. I'm still missing some stuff, so I'm waiting on that. So once I'll be able to get this truck out of the shop, oh yeah, I also ordered the exhaust kit. So once to get this out of the shop, then I can bring in the frame rails and start mocking up that. But I'm hoping, and then I got some other stuff, I'm hoping to have the 68 cranked. I'm hoping to hit the key in the next little bit. I don't want to put a time on it because still got to build the cold air intake, still got to do all the system checks, but I'm hoping it would be great to have that thing fire off by the first of the month. It'd also be great if I hit 3,000 subscribers by the first of the month. A lot of moving parts, and then as soon as it starts warming up, going to break out the airbrush and the paints, and we're going to start doing some paint. And you got to, and 301 wants me to paint his black Silverado. And I told him when he sent me a message, I'd love to do it, but I don't know when I'll be able to get to it. So if he's willing to wait, I'm willing to do it. So we'll just go from there. But I got a lot of stuff. I need to move out. But they got to order all the interior for the 68 C10, and got to order all that stuff for it. Got some wiring stuff coming for it. Yeah, and then we got to set the bed back on the truck. Once we set the bed back on the truck, I have to cut a hole in the side of the bed, a brand new bed. I have to cut 2 holes in the side so I can run the exhaust out the side like NASCAR. That's what he wants. And then basically water sand the cab. And I'd like to get the truck running, like where I could fire the bad boy up, get it running, and drive it into the booth and paint the cab. Once I paint the cab, man, it's on like Donkey Kong because the truck's black, so I can paint it apart. So once I paint the cab, then I can paint the doors, I can paint the bed, we can set the bed on, we can finish running all the tail lights and stuff in the bed. We can go from there, and then it'll start moving a whole lot faster. So, but anyways, well, boys and girls, I appreciate everybody being here. J-Dog finna go inside and eat him another bowl of chicken and dumplings. I done ate like 3 bowls today. 3 big bowls. I mean like grown boy bowls. I'm talking about big bowls. Biggins. Some homemade chicken and dumplings. So, I appreciate every single one of you. I'll go live again tomorrow around 11. Man, I am so proud of Built on a Budget. Man, he's rolling, ain't he? He's rolling. Oh, yeah, and Built's coming to see me one day next week. Built's coming to see me next week to get this fender. Look, there's Ray. Ray, I had to go early, Ray. I couldn't wait to 6. I got something I got to do. So I got the deer. Well, good deal. I'm glad you got the deer, buddy. Venison got venison now. Yeah, he's rolling, man. He's rolling. I talked to him yesterday for about an hour on the phone. He called me yesterday, and I talked to him about an hour, and he's tired. He's whooped. I bet he's thankful for the snow today. I think he is, because he got more snow than we did. So he's about 2 hours that way, east. So he got a little bit more than we did. And he went out there and done some grinding on the rear of that thing, but he's tired. He's done. But look, he's already passed it now. He's got it now. So he's got the engine run. He's got to get his brakes fixed. Let's not be fooled. So he's got to, once he gets his brakes done, and he ordered his switch suspension kit. And I told him once he starts tackling that, he won't call me though. So here's the thing. I told him when he starts tackling that rear end, let me know ahead of time and I'd come help him because that thing is heavy. But he won't call me. He won't call me. He won't call me. He'll end up saying, yeah, Ray, I'll talk to you later, man. I appreciate every single one of you. Jonathan, it's good to see you again. I go live in the morning. If I got something, it won't be busting no wood. It won't be busting no wood, filling up the wood heater. But once I get some stuff going, I'll go there. But man, I'm telling you, when it warms up and start doing some painting, and I'm in the paint booth, and we going live in the booth, and we painting, and I'm over there at the airbrush station, and I'm painting. Oh man, it's gonna get busy. It's gonna get busy. It won't be long, but then got April, got turkey season, so got to chase some gobbles, got to chase a turkey. I appreciate you, boys and girls. Remember what I said, don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else's. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace, and chicken grease. I'm out.